Hello there, YouTube. Welcome back to The Boys Are Back. Yeah, Bruce here today, where I'm actually going to be doing, this is a build that I have not done for a couple of years now. It actually feels great to be back playing this character. This is a Dominating Blow Impale champion that is also utilizing Law of the Wilds for the Spectral Wolves on Critical Strike. A couple of very quick notes before we actually start going through the build. I'll just do a quick map showcase, all that good stuff. But if you just want to take a look at the POB for the character, it'll be down below. I will have as much information as I can think to put in there. Hopefully I don't forget anything. I'll try to add a couple of useful notes for leveling, and I'll also throw in the specters that I am currently using in the actual raised specter gem. So everything should be in there. But yeah, hopefully I don't forget anything. The next couple of things. Does this character need to be run as Impale? No. This character does not need to be run as Impale. This could absolutely be a bleed. You could probably do this as poison as well if you really wanted to, but I just kind of really wanted to utilize Impale. I like doing Impale, and I'm playing as a champion, so Impale fun, and it's quite good. The third note that I have is you do not need to use Dominating Blow with this setup either. You could very much so, if you want to, just lean into the Law of the Wilds, and we are using Ferrule as well for the Spectral Tigers over here too. If you want to lean more into those minions and not worry about Dominating Blow, if you don't really like Dominating Blow, by all means, just switch this out for Cyclone, and then just put in like Cast Wall Channeling, Desecrate, Spirit Offering, and then Infuse, increase critical strikes and Infuse Channeling. I think that would be your 6-link instead, and you could absolutely go that route. But yeah, that's all the quick notes I had. That's just some very, very fast things. Another thing I will say is these specters, two of these specters in particular, are very loud. One of them I'm sure you've seen before. It's Perfect Warlord here. It's good old Oak, since he's doing Immortal Call and Enduring Cry all the time. He's pretty noisy. And this big demon right here, this is the perfect Blood Demon, is also very noisy. So I have sound effects turned down pretty low because of it, because it kind of drives me crazy, if I'm gonna be real. That's the only thing I don't like about this build and specters in general. But yeah, we're just gonna do a quick map showcase, pardon me, and then we will go into the actual build itself. And I'm gonna put Nico in here because I don't have guaranteed Nico. All right, and we go. I will say, and I'll probably say it again a bit later, but the character overall is, again, like I said, extremely fun and extremely good, but does struggle very much, or not very much so, but does struggle a little bit when it comes to certain bosses that don't have any kind of build-up, like minion-wise, so that you can actually get your, not even just your Dominating Blow guys, but your wolves as well ready, right? Like, you need to be able to actually like set your minions up and then get to getting from there. So it can be a little bit of a struggle bus sometimes depending on the boss, but from a like mapping perspective, the build and the character and everything is great and is actually a lot of fun. This is one of my all-time favorite like minion characters that I've ran. But the thing is that it doesn't necessarily work super well every league as well. Like, this league is terrific for it because everything is all about minion, or is all about like killing a bunch of minions all at once, which is what we want. We want to kill a bunch of minions, but I remember the last time I tried this build was Toda. And this build was not good for Trial of the Ancestors. It was very much so a bad time for it because you couldn't ramp fast enough with the Dominating Blows and everything before you would just inevitably get one shot by something, which was just an unfortunate thing with that was just an unfortunate thing with Trial of the Ancestors. Oh no. Alright. I really don't care about Aisling. I kind of want her to get moved, but actually she's a leader now, so. Man. Actually, I should have just interrogated him. I just care about intelligence. I don't care otherwise. Oh, we get a 5 thing as well. All right. Do. Yeah, like since this whole mechanic is based around just killing many things, like this build is great because then our minions just really get to ramp super quickly and can absolutely just like kill pretty much everything around. I have cleared the Tolanesh fight as well with this character. It's a little bit sketch because I feel like that like fight in general feels really sketchy if you have bad visibility, which believe it or not, having a lot of minions out on the field is always going to give you really bad visibility. So that fight can be a little bit of a pain in the ass, but it's not too bad, and you can ramp your minions up to it. So if you know that fight reasonably well, you won't really have any issues with it. And growing womb gifts. I need one more mysterious one, please. All right, we'll do June. I'm not even gonna bother with that abyss, and then we'll go kill the map boss, and then I'll start yapping about the actual character. I try to move things along at least a little bit. There we go.
This one's going to hurt, isn't it?
Yes.
Why do you?
And my crank. And what do you want?
You killed
Or whatever.
maybe. This'll make a
Bad rolled bone ring. But that's not worth anything. It's all excited because it's an Elrion ring, but the ring itself doesn't roll well. Oh, Piscators. We'll look at Piscators. Why not? I still need to make a oh, reflecting mist. I still need to make a plus 82 strength. It's kind of a bummer. I guess I'll just take that one. I still need to make a true wander this league. I've made a spell slinger, but not an actual wanding character. Bring the boys out. Ow. I think he crit me there. I feel like there's no way that move killed me by itself. It has to. I must have been crit right there. Copium. But you know, we're not immortal, so get in there. Please, I'm scared now. Ow. Yeah, well, since that didn't kill me that time, that was absolutely a, that absolutely was a crit that killed me. Fabulous. Anyway. It's time for us to get yelled at while I'm kind of going over things in Hideout here. So, what we have going on, and I'll worry about all that stuff later. So, we'll start off with our passive tree here. So, I will say, leveling with this character is it's boring, if I'm going to be so real. It's very boring until you get Dominating Blow, which is level 28 is when we get Dominating Blow. So it's very much so just a pretty standard, like, pretty much just go up here and just take Grave Pact early, and then kind of go up and get Spiritual Command, get Sacrifice right here, go over here and get Redemption. This is something that I'm a little bit more on the fence about, which is Spiritual Aid. I think Spiritual Aid's a good node, and it can help you kind of ramp to your Dominating Blows faster. But honestly, I think your Spectres have a good enough chance to kill as is and like help you get the ball rolling. Same with our Graft, which we'll talk about later, and just like naturally getting any kind of crit. I think realistically Spiritual Aid isn't very necessary, but if you did take Spiritual Aid, I also wouldn't like turn my nose up at that. I think that would actually be also completely fine. So that's kind of like to each their own as far as that goes. Maybe you even use this early and then swap off of it a bit later when you have kind of yourself a bit more established. But otherwise, fairly standard stuff here. We're going up here. The furthest we're going north is for Fearsome Force here. We're going to take Sovereignty. We're going to get some more life on the way. And then we have 2 Cluster Jewels set up. So we have one over here, and we have one down here as well. So I am level 95. I will be hitting level... If I hit level 96, I will actually re-roll this entire Cluster Jewel just to get rid of Feasting Fiends, because it doesn't matter, and I would try to roll it to something a little bit better. We are actually taking Steadfast here, and this is for 2 reasons, actually. And this is the main reason that this character even came back, which is that we have... So, Champion got reworked. I think it got reworked a couple times, honestly, since the last time I played this build. But we take Fortitude, so nearby allies count as having fortification equal to yours. You have your maximum fortification. So it's already just a good node. This is just straight up 26% damage reduction that we just get. But then the other thing, and the main reason why we're playing this build this league, is for Rigwald's Hunt here, which importantly has the line for minions have 1% chance to deal double damage per fortification on you. So that is just a 26% chance for them to deal double damage. And then we also get Grave Pact up here, so then they get even more of a chance to deal double damage. So we have some really consistent double damage being dealt here with Rigwald's Hunt plus that. So a very, very good setup. And that is absolutely the reason why we are both taking Steadfast and why I'm playing this build is for Rigwald's Hunt for this league. As soon as I saw that this came out and was introduced, I was like, oh, I'm playing this build again. It's been so long, I'm playing it. So that is the tree though. Cluster Jewel wise, you're kind of just looking for fairly standard stuff. Increased attack and cast speed, and then life, resistance, or increased effect. Like this one up here, I got really lucky on this one. This one is rolled completely perfectly, and I managed to craft this. This one is completely perfect though. 3% attack cast speed, 35% effect, 6 life, fire res. It's a perfect jewel. You could very much so get, if you are able to get something similar, great. What I'd recommend doing though, I just have been crafting on, actually surprisingly this league, I level 84 12 passive minion cluster jewels are really cheap. I think it's because some of the minion builds that normally really utilize those aren't as meta this league. And so these are actually very cheap right now. I think I bought both of these for 40C at the time and then rolled them. So just grab yourself one of those. Just do some what I did, which is just literally just spam speed cast or speed craft on with some yellow juice from harvest, and just take what you can get. Try to get yourself a 3% with either at least 25 speed. It won't boost the node to 4% damage attack and cast speed, but it will at least still give you 12% minion added damage, which is still good. So basically just get what you can. If you happen to get one like this, awesome, use it. If not, then that's fine, get what you can. And then Ghastly Eye Jewel wise, just fill whatever you need to. Just, fill stats, fill resistances, try to get more minion fizz damage, get some more life, get some of the minions deal damage if you've used a minion skill recently. Like, just get all that stuff on some jewels. Also, you could definitely try to get some minions have increased max life. Either a fracture and roll it yourself, or just get the jewel in general, because also with Rigwald's Hunt, increased reductions to minion max life also apply to you at 15% of their value. So the more life our minions have, the more life we have. What I will very quickly mention, minion damage and minion life do not actually interact with that at all. So if I take, like you see, I have 4495 life over there. If I take this out, I still have 4495. So those support gems don't interact with our life total at all, which is actually probably a good thing, because minion damage gives our minions less max life, and we'd have to counter it with this and in other ways, and it would just be weird. So realistically, good thing that does. But yeah, that is the tree. I will say Ascendancy wise, I think I went Master of Metal first. So Master of Metal, and then I believe I went Worthy Foe, and then Fortitude, and Hunt Leader. I think Hunt Leader I got as I had a friend carry me and do the get my 3rd lab as Hunt Leader. So yeah, I mean, I think it was just I liked the idea of having the Spectral Tigers. There's actually kind of a really cool balance that happens with the Spectral Tigers on crit and everything, right? So as it stands right now, we have an amount of crit. It's not anything spectacular, but whenever we do crit though, we summon a kitty, which then that cat also gives us increased critical strike chance and increased attack and cast speed, which then helps boost us into our Law of the Wilds, which is giving us Spectral Wolves, and then the Spectral Wolves just give us flat damage, but the Spectral Wolves are only activated with critical strike chance. So these two are kind of interacting with each other. And then at the same time, we have this Graft here, which these minions come out and they deal cold damage, which doesn't matter, but they also apply brittle to enemies, so that also gives enemies more of a chance to be crit on top of whatever else we have. But then, so it all just kind of really kind of comes together, and you can kind of start snowballing into having your maximum amount of minions and everything very quickly, which is very nice. You could also probably take Defiance realistically. I'm pretty sure I considered it at some point, and for some reason decided to not, but it is what it is. And then, yeah, I think that's our tree. So now we can go over, we'll go over items. So like I said, Law of the Wilds is kind of the bread and butter for this build, and what you could do is a lot of fun with this setup. So we just want to get some amount of crit so that we are getting our wolves summoned up for us. We got a lot of our doggies with us. The Squire is also what we have here. I'll just go over, last time I completely forgot to go over gems, so I'm gonna go over gems just right now along the way. But so since this essentially has the gem Spectral Wolf on it, any support gems that we put on it then apply towards the wolf here. So I'm missing another awakened minion damage here. I also could have another awakened melee splash, and I also am missing awakened brutality and awakened melee fizz damage. They just cost a lot of chaos this league, and I had been chaos poor for so long that I have just not gone out of my way to get them yet. But those are improvements, and they will be reflected in the POB as well, as like basically just saying take these. Whenever you're in a single target situation, though, I would definitely say have a couple of multi-strikes to switch in for your wolf here. Swap out the melee splash for multi-strike on your wolf. Swap out the melee splash on your dominating blow also for multi-strike. So that's kind of something to have. It's a bit annoying to have to do a swap like that back and forth, but it is what it is. Just swap the gems out. But in here, though, we're using melee splash, Impale, minion damage support, and over in the Squire here, we have melee fizz, brutality, and fresh meat for when they are freshly summoned. They get a bunch more crit and deal some more damage. You could 100% replace this with a number of other things. You could do some amount of things. You could probably do, if you want to go full meme, you could do summon Phantasm. You could actually probably go minion speed if you really wanted to. Just make your wolves really fast, run at something. I think I had like a few more ideas of things that can go in there. There are a number of other things that can go in there. You could throw volatility in there. Yeah, volatility would work fine. There's a few things. I mean, maim if you really want to. So there are other options in here if you don't want to use fresh meat, but that's up to you. They should get fresh meat for a pretty decent time. Also, we're using the Squire because, again, this applies to the wolves, and also it's very cheap. And if you know me, I love running Squire. Squire is one of my favorite items in the entire game, and I pretty much, as long as it's cheap, I will continue to do at least one build with it a league. Here's my Squire build. So very fun item, and extremely cheap. It was like 140 chaos, so very, very cheap overall, and it might even be less now. Who knows? But very fun. That's what we're doing here. Helmet-wise here, we're just using this. Oh, God, this thing drove me insane. So I bought the base, which was, I think, 40, 50 chaos or something. Fracture bases are insane this league. And then all I did was spam bound fossils on this hat until it hit +2 level of all minion skill gems, and literally anything else decent. As you can tell, it went great. I absolutely lost my mind, but it's like, it's okay. It's okay enough to the point where I'm gonna keep it. So probably try to do a little bit better. Maybe even just see if you can just buy one that has 2 level of all minion skill gems with some other better mods than this, but I really tried to roll it myself. Despite this not having any life on it, the armor values suck, but despite it not having any life on it, we do still get life from the minions have 16% increased max life from it, which is still nice. So still gonna life out of this, but try to get a +2 level of minion skill gems. This is actually important for the sake of getting your 3rd Spectre, so very, very important that you try to get that. And then in the hat here, we just have Determination, Herald of Purity, Frost Blink, and Precision. Yeah, and then amulet wise, this is where you could go a little bit different from me here. I decided to go replica Dragon Fang Flight for 3 level Vol Dominating Blow gems. Plus levels to Dominating Blow is really good. But I do think an Ashes of the Stars would also go really well here. Honestly, even a rare amulet, like kind of any number of things could go in this slot. I just liked replica Dragon Fang, and it's really cheap for Dominating Blow, believe it or not. Like nobody plays this build. So yeah, you could do kind of whatever you want here. And we are anointing Enduring Bond, which is the one to increase our skill effect duration and our minion duration, which is very nice. And then we get some more damage if we used a minion skill recently. We always have. And then we have just a Warlord Bone Ring here with vulnerability on hit. You can 100% get one that's better than that. You just spam caster on the on a Warlord Bone Ring until it hits vulnerability with like maybe some minion damage or minion attack speed. Yeah, but just try to get that minion damage or minion attack speed or both plus vulnerability and then life. There you go. As long as you have resistances and everything, I think that's good. I just needed the vulnerability and I have not bothered to roll this thing since, honestly. So we have a ring there for vulnerability. This ring over here, just a generic fractured ring. I think I needed the intelligence, and I think I still do need the intelligence. And then it just has some all res, some life hit, and yeah, just a very standard ring right there. Do what you will with that. Chess piece wise, like I was saying, this is the bread and butter. This is the piece de resistance. This is the reason we are playing this whole build and why I really decided to go in on it. It's a lot of fun. If you got a corrupted one, I'm sure you could, like corrupted plus 1 level of all socketed gems. Great. That'll go really hard. So very much so. Rigwald's Hunt here, just very, very good overall. Actually, I feel like really takes this build to another level. I think between this chess piece and the specters being a thing from the last time that I played this character, this build feels really, really smooth and is extremely fun. I have loved coming back playing this build. Anyway, in here, so we have Dominating Blow, Impale support, Melee Fizz, Awaken Minion damage, Brutality, and Awaken Melee Splash, which, like I said, whenever you're going into a single target situation, swap out your Melee Splash for Multi-Strike, and then obviously as well, try to get the Awakened Brutality and Awakened Melee Fizz. I just have not. Glove-wise here, again, fairly standard. Vol Strike skills target one nearby enemy is really good, and then just some Chaos Res, Life Resistances, standard stuff here. Some accuracy rating as well, because even though when enemies are taunted, they can't evade attack, so it changes our chance to hit to 100%, but we still need to have some amount of chance to hit so that we still get the first hit off, and we can kind of go from there. So still important to have at least a little bit of accuracy somewhere. And in here, we're using minion life support, Raised Spectre, a level 21 Raised Spectre, and Summon Carrion Golem here, and then an Empower level 3. In order to get your third Spectre, your Raised Spectre needs to be level 25. So that's why I'm saying you kind of need to get a level 21. It's pretty cheap to buy just a generic level 21 Raised Spectre, and then you do need the plus 2 levels from this to just get an Empower level 3, which is way cheaper than getting an Empower level 4 and doing a plus 1 level here. You could do that, but it's more expensive. So whatever you got though, and then yeah. Belt-wise, pretty standard, just Darkness Enthroned, good increase effect of Abyss Jewels, some life, minion damage, all res, dexterity for me, you know, whatever else you need, just get whatever damage, resistances, get whatever you need, shove it in there, and call it a day. And then boot-wise here, we have some fairly generic stuff. This is just, again, it has move speed, it had dexterity, because I think I need that, and or did, some life, armor, resistances, you get the gist. And then in here we have Desecrate, so that we can actually summon our Graft guys. We have Convocation, just to, of course, bring everybody to us. We are using Shield Charge, and then Spirit Offering, because, of course, we need something to pop that. And, yeah, I think that is the whole setup. Flask-wise, pretty generic stuff. Graft-wise, though, like I was saying, so we're using the Summoning Tool Graft here. This is to get these guys out here. I'll summon them. All these little guys. These guys apply brittle to enemies so that we crit more, so we get our wolves out. So very, very good to have. Very, very good to have this graft right here. Look at this graft. This one here, I think I'm just using, yeah, I'm basically just using this because it has the increased move speed, which is just nice. The minions deal increased damage, and then also it gives us a lightning clone, the ones that we're so used to coming after us. So it took a long time to get used to the lightning silhouette coming out of me and not being an enemy. So these things are pretty good. Minions deal increased damage though was kind of just the other, like, I was like, sure. But it's pretty decent. It goes out, it does a big lightning explosion damage, and then it also leaves behind shocked ground. So also just a pretty generically good thing there. But there's probably other tool graphs that you could realistically use as long as it has like the minion deal increased damage or some other thing that you care about. The hardening tool graph here would probably good. I'm sure you could make use of the one that summons the giant hands, Return to Dust here. You could probably very much so get this going as well. So there's a number of other tool graphs that would still be helpful. Even this one here, just for the increased armor and some just having that extra bit of thickness. So there's a number of other graphs here, but anything that just, as long as it fits the bill and as long as it works, there you go. I think that's everything I have for this character. So I hope you enjoyed. Sorry, it was just a semi-quick showcase of the of just mapping and all that kind of good stuff. But yeah, like I said, I'll have the POB, everything like that will be down below. I'll try to add a bunch of notes in there as much as possible that I can. But this character has been a ton of fun. I am absolutely going to be still playing him for a good bit longer. I'm going to be using him to do some more of my challenges, all that kind of good stuff. I do have another dumb build cooking in the background as well, so I'll be doing kind of bit of both of that. Got this guy for the end game and got that character for the early game. We're just gonna be cruising on through. So YouTube, I hope that you enjoyed. If you have been playing, I hope that you have been having a great time this league. If you have any questions, feel free to let me know. I try to answer as best I can if I do know the answer or what have you. But yeah, I hope that you enjoyed. And yeah, until I see you again, stay sane out there, Exiles.